Hey Tasha, welcome, welcome. Hey, welcome. How are you, Dia? Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's doing well and preparing for the holiday season. It's here. It is here. I hope you guys have taken advantage of the art sale I have going on now at my website. For those of you who don't know me, I am an artist as well as a life coach, as well as a medicine woman, as well as an author, as well as a poet, as well as a mother, and a sister and a mentor and all of those things. Go to iloveherart.com. Go to the art sales page. I have slash original art pieces and more than 50% off there. You can get stuff starting at $50 there. Just in time for the holiday season. And go to my eBay. All the links are in the description box, but you guys need to take advantage of it. This is the year-end sale. I don't want to walk into the new year with a whole bunch of stuff. I got to get rid of these things. And they're beautiful, beautiful pieces. Beautiful pieces. I am a prolific artist, if you didn't know. I don't just talk shit on YouTube. I am a busy woman. I am a Renaissance woman. So check it out, please. Please. Curious what's going to be said on this live. I bet you are. Looking forward to Christmas and your fantastic artist. Thank you. Lamont says, hello, I'm just knowing about you, but you're good. Well, thank you, Lamont. Welcome to the channel. Have you ever been on YouTube live? I thought this was another video. Have never. Oh, no, you are live, my dear. I am live. This is not Memorex. This is live. This is live. This is not pre-recorded. I've been watching your videos for a few months now. First time live. Oh, Brandy, welcome. I love your work and can't wait to buy one of your pieces. Go to the website while you're on this live. Go and pick yourself out something so I can send it to you. I promise you, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm not cheap with the paint. I don't use cheap products. Everything is top quality. You go on my Etsy store and look at all the reviews on my Etsy store for my artwork if you want to see reviews on there. I'm trying to get a review app for my actual personal website too, but I don't have one as of yet. But that's coming soon. Hey Waters. So the topic of this live today is black, ugly, crusty, dusty ass black men. Yeah, I titled it that. Why? I was perusing my timeline on Facebook the other day, and there was a post that came up where this interracial couple is a white woman and a dark-skinned black man married couple. And the post was apparently a private text message back and forth with the wife and what she assumed to be a friend of hers that she confided in her or him, whoever, about her situation at home and how stressed out she was because apparently the husband wasn't making as much money as he initially did, and she says she's just sucking it up. She's trying to grin and bear it, but it's really stressing her out. And she actually asked this particular person to maybe talk to him a little bit. Talk to him about what? I don't know, but I guess she felt intimidated to discuss the financial situation with her husband. So this was posted up on social media, a private conversation, a plea for help from a desperate wife. White or black or indifferent doesn't matter. That's not even what I'm discussing here. Posted up on Facebook, and I read the comments. That ashy ass nigga, she gets what the F she deserved, marrying that black ass, ugly ass motherfucker. Black this, black spoon that, need lotion this, coon that, jigaboo, whatever, black is midnight, this and that. I mean, dark this, shit stain. The women just kept going on and on and on about his complexion. Not about the situation. Not even about the fact that, we could say, oh, he's a traitor to his race or something like that. That's an argument. But they went on and on and on about the man's complexion. Him being darker hued. I went to some of the profiles of the women who were making these comments. All shades. From dark to light. All shades. All shades. And I'm like, well, perplexed here, because the issue is not him being dark. I mean, he lost his job. The issue of the post is the man lost his job and the woman's desperate. She doesn't know how to tell him, look, dude, get a part-time job or something. We're sinking here. I need you to pull up the way you used to pull up, do what you used to do, why I married you and all that. But they went all, it was just a whole bunch of insults about his dark skin. And this is one of the reasons why I don't get into the whole let's have the conversation and let's try to make people see things our way. Let's try to reason with people who are prejudiced against us. I don't devote my platform to that, because we are hypocrites. We are hypocritical. And I can't spend too much energy trying to convince this person over here to like me because they've actually stated that they don't like the way I look. When the woman that I'm locked arms with, the sister that's supposedly my comrade, doesn't think I'm shit either, but she won't say that. She'll keep that in because she wants to appear fair and, conscientious, and she's about sisterhood and all that. She won't say that until she's upset. She won't say that until those types of posts come up where, they can huddle together. Black women can huddle together and talk about skin tone. Who's he, black this and black that. And I'm like, and you love me? If he's black and ashy and ugly and this and that and the other, then you can't love me too. You can't love me too. And this is why I divorce myself from many of that. Yeah, we got to stick together, black, dark-skinned women, because everybody hates us and everybody doesn't like. When the everybody who doesn't like us is your girlfriend too. Not just the man that you fuck. It's your girlfriend too. It's your mother too. It's your aunties too. It's your sisters too. It's everybody is contributing to this colorism bullshit. Everybody. But you don't hear these opinions until people feel safe to say it. You're part of a gang, so we just gonna hurl slurs now because I got backup. Because 50 other sisters are saying the same thing. So I feel good to say you're crusty, dusty, you're a bat. That must be the new term, because I haven't heard that before. You're a bat. Wasn't it that what you call it? The chick that sings, the crazy chick that has like 10 kids. What's her name again? Damn, what is her name again? She can really sing too, but she just her husband divorced her while her child was sick, and the husband is now dating someone else who's a dark-skinned woman, and she called her a bat. She called her a bat. That's code word for you black and ugly. She even did. So that must be some new catchphrase or something. This is why I tell you, ladies, don't align yourself, especially if you're dark skinned. You have no allies nowhere. You gotta side eye everybody. And I'm not saying go through life hating people, because I don't hate anybody. I don't hate people who think I'm unattractive either. I don't even hate them. It is what it is. I understand the prejudice. I understand where it comes from. I understand that you're propagandized and you're not thinking straight. So why am I gonna be mad at you when I know you're batshit crazy yourself? I'm not gonna be mad about that. But what I'm saying is, a lot of us spend a lot of energy trying to create camaraderies in these groups where we can get support. But in the background now, it's the sidebar conversations where they say, well, girl, I'm not as ugly as her, but I'll hold her hand, but I ain't really in her category. It never ends. It never ends. We don't have love for ourselves. And it's unfortunate to even say that, but we don't. No, not really. And black women are so hypocritical. Oh my God, we double standard every single thing. Everything. Whenever you know who gets the most views on YouTube, these interracial couples where the girl is black and the guy is white. You guys support those channels. They get millions and millions of hits and subscribers. So all that vitriol for this black guy isn't because he dated outside of his race. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because you don't give the same venom to the black women who do it. There's reasons why black women do it. Oh, I forgot. There's reasons why, because nobody wants us, so we have to do it. We're forced to do that. So we don't take up the angry mantle for black women who do that, because we just don't have any choice. Really? How, Sway? How? This is what we do, though. I was taken aback by who was making the comments and how many of them were basically saying the same thing about this man that they don't know. They don't know the situation, but it was an opportunity to rub it in, And with all the things that they said about him, he wouldn't have had an opportunity with any of these black women anyway, because they thought he looked like a black ashy dog. So what they mad about, I don't know. You are alone in this world. You are alone in this world. Especially if you're dark-skinned with only mild attractiveness. You are alone in this world. Yeah, you are. All of us are, but you especially, because you think you have friends. You think your girlfriends are really your friends when they're really competing with you behind your back. How could you say that, Salkis? How could you say that? Because it's true, and you know it. You know it. You know it. As of late, some of the feedback that I've been getting on the content that I post here is that, people are finding what I say depressing and not uplifting in any way. They have to take my channel in small doses and, take a break from me and I guess go to the feel good channels or maybe the makeup channels or whatever and, do the fluffy stuff, and then they come back, for the medicine over here. But I'm hearing this expression of like being depressed at what I'm saying over and over again. And what I have to say to that in response to that is, do you want to waste time? Do you want to be lied to? Do you want another man to come into your life and pretend to like you, fuck you, and leave you? That would depress me. That would depress me more than hearing the truth. That would send me over the edge. I'd have to maybe go to Krispy Kremes and order like 50 donuts and a gallon of Coke and drown my sorrows in some sugar? How could the truth depress you more than a lie? How could the truth depress you more than a lie? But this is what I'm hearing. Oh, I'm so depressed. You may be depressed, Salkis. How? How? I'm saying you can have whatever you want. But I'm also saying that people are going to lie to you. You can have him. You can go after him. But there's a chance that he might be pulling your leg. He might just be stringing you along. He might not really be interested in you. But you could go, you could do your sovereign duty and I do what I want to do. I go after what I want. You can do that. You can do all of that. You can screw whoever you want in anytime you want. And walk around with your funky sour vagina all you want. I don't care. I'm just giving facts here so you can do what you need to do with it. But you can screw and suck whoever man's penis you want. If that is fulfilling to you, to have a man's penis in your mouth that doesn't give a shit about you, and that doesn't make you depressed, but what I say makes you depressed, have at it. Have at it. We're depressed about the wrong thing. We're depressed about the wrong thing. I get depressed when I'm conned. Somebody cons me out of time, money, my vagina. That would depress me. Not knowing, not having foresight, because what I'm giving you tools so you can have foresight. And you're saying you're depressed by it. You're not making me feel good, Salkis. You're not making me feel good. It's not my job to do that. I could tell you you're beautiful now. And I could tell you're going to have everything you want. And you get off, you click end on the live and go back to your depression. You wouldn't believe me anyway. You wouldn't believe me anyway. So there's nothing in that sense that I can do about that. Your happiness is your business. Yeah. That's right. Blessed One said happiness is an inside job. Yeah. It is an inside job. And then we have to ask ourselves, well, what is happiness? What is happiness? Is it a vacation? Is it good food? Is it good sex? You know, is it looking good? Ask yourself, what is happiness? What is it? What is it? My definition of happiness is being better than I was yesterday. Always challenging myself. Doing things that stimulate my mind, things that I have to figure out, makes me happy. Seeing measurable improvements in myself is what makes me happy. Not drinking and hanging out with friends and, doing the festive thing. I mean, those are moments of whatever. But happiness to me is things that you do that affect you over the course of time. They alter things in your life over a long period of time. A party can't do that. A dinner can't do that. A movie can't do that. A good meal can't do any of that. But the things that you do today that affect your life a year from now, 2 years from now, or whatever, those to me, those deserve all your energy and attention. And if it goes my way, if the things that I do now to set myself up for my future goes my way, then I'm happy. Then I'm happy. We're chasing this momentary joy. Momentary this or that, a couple of moments of sex, a couple of moments of drinking and whatever else we do, and then you go back to your depression anyway. And it doesn't make you happy. To me, happiness involves challenge, it involves improvement, it involves growth, you know? It involves growth. And you should mark any improvements in yourself as a happy event. As a happy event. You guys just want to hear things. I say it all the time. You just want to hear nice things. And what's the value in just hearing nice things? What's the value in that? It don't mean anything. Just like all those women that call the guy crusty, dusty, black ass, tar baby, this and that and the other. You know, these women on any given day probably say nice things. They probably have friends they say nice things that they don't mean to. They probably say nice things on Facebook to you, on your profile, when you're putting up all those selfies, you know, the butt shots. Oh, you look so beautiful. Oh, I love the dress. And they probably lying. More than likely they are. People lie every day, all day long. That's what we do. And that's what you want? You want me to lie? You want people to lie? So that you can pretend like you feel good? Because it's only going to be pretending, you know. It's only going to be pretending, because the fact that you need somebody to lie to you means that you're already in a depressive state, and nothing anyone says is really going to change that. It may distract you for a minute, but it's not going to really change your emotional state. It's not going to change that. You know? Everybody's lying out here, though. All day, every day. I'm not going to do that here. So depressed or not, if I make you feel that way, you know, then good. Then good. Because if it causes you to introspect and examine, do some self-examination, then it's for the good. You know, it's collateral damage. Then it's serving its purpose. I don't want anybody taking medication or anything like that. This is all to put the looking glass on of your life. To look into your life so you can make changes and alterations in yourself. To be truthful with yourself. Because everyone's going to lie to you. I want you to be truthful with yourself, because everyone is going to lie to you. That's how you get out of this matrix, by being truthful to yourself. We are so dishonest as black women, to ourselves and to each other and to everybody. And I get the dishonesty is a defense mechanism. I mean, that's really what it is. You're trying to defend yourself against pain. You don't want nobody to think you're a fool. You don't want to look like a fool. You don't want to look unattractive. You want your validation. You want to seem intelligent. You know, you want people to think you're a good person, so you say things that you don't mean. Right? You say a lot of things that you don't believe in and that you don't mean, so that you can be attractive, so that you can look intelligent, so that you can be accepted by friends and society, so that you can get the guy, whatever it is. And we're all playing this role. We all playing this role, and we forget. We play the role so much that we forget, and then we become victims of our own lies. Of our own lies. We become victimized by our own half-truths and lies. And then discernment is out the door. Discernment is out of the door. That's what happens there. So what do we want? We want to live our best lives, right? You think you're going to do that not being honest with yourself, though? You think you're going to do that by making excuses for the things that you do? Like you want to lose 20 pounds, but you only eat the pizza every now and then, and the every now and then is really every week. But you think you're going to lose weight. I'm just throwing that out as an example. But this is the pathology we have. Oh, I only do it every now and then. When I was a food psychology coach at one time. Actually, when I started this channel, coaching women in weight loss and stuff. And 9 times out of 10, and really 10 times out of 10, anytime I evaluated the diets of the women that I was coaching, well, what do you do? Well, what do you eat? Okay, do you eat processed breads or whatever? Yeah, but not that much. Okay, what's not that much? Well, just every now and then. Okay, well, tell me what's every now and then. Well, just once in a while. Once in a while, like how often? Well, twice a week. Twice a week. That's often. That's not once in a while is like once every 6 months. That would be once in a while. Once every 3 to 6 months is a once in a while. Twice a week this is your regimen. You're on a regimen. But they can't just come out and say that because they're afraid to look bad. So we're always editing our speeches for people because we don't want them to think that we're bad people. We don't want them to think that we're dumb. We don't want them to think that we're unattractive and whatever else. So we're always editing what we say. We never tell the truth. We never tell the truth. And this is why I say you have no friends. Salkis, what do you mean? You have no friends. Because everyone's putting on a show for you. Everybody's putting on a show for you. They're gonna tell you. Have friends that tell you what you want to hear. You have plenty of them right now. Even your mother or whoever. You have people in your life that tell you what you want to hear, and it still hasn't healed you. Right? Still doesn't make you feel better about yourself. Right? A lot of us have mothers like, you can be whatever you want to be, sweetheart. You could be whatever it is you want to be. And we didn't become whatever it is we wanted to be. We still didn't become what we wanted to be. Even though we heard that most of our lives. Stop being addicted to hearing lies. Stop your addiction to being lied to. You need to hear one lie after the other, just to feel good, and none of it's making you feel good anyway. It doesn't make you feel good, and it doesn't liberate you. It doesn't make you feel good, and it has no value. Because it doesn't change your modus operandi. You don't change by hearing something good. You don't change with someone telling you you're beautiful. I've yet to hear anybody change because someone told them they were beautiful. We've all been told that. And for the most part, it's been lies. We've been told that so someone can extract something from us, to subdue us, to manipulate us, control us. We hear that so that we can get into their corner. But it's never, someone telling you you're beautiful is never going to change your life. I'm just going to say it. Say it how it needs to be said. You hearing you're beautiful is not going to change your life. It's not. It's not. For some, honesty comes off as a personal attack. Of course it does. Of course it comes off as a personal attack. Why does it come off as a personal attack? Because we build a hedge around us of lies to protect us from the stings of truth. You know? So when someone comes with honesty, it penetrates that hedge that we build around us to protect our egos from being dismantled by this truth. I don't want to see what I really am, and you coming here with the truth to me, I don't want to see it. Give me something else, Salkis. is what we're saying. And I could say, you're the most beautiful person in the world. And it still won't have any effect on you. You'll get off this live and go, she's lying. Or I don't believe it. You'll get off this live and go into the mirror and see the same reflection that was there before I told you that you were beautiful. And you'll go back to thinking whatever it is you think about yourself. So I can give you a moment of ease, which is a moment of distraction. I can give you that. But you got habits of thinking inside you that's you're gonna go right back to it anyway. You're gonna go right back to it anyway. I used to edit my speech. Now I don't care. Well, I'm not saying you can't go through life saying everything that you feel either, because people are gonna find you obnoxious, and they're not gonna want to be around you either. It's gonna be hard for you to deal socially in life if you are 100% honest all of the time, because people do not want that. They do not want that. So you're going to turn people off if you do that. The 100% honesty I'm talking about is just you. It's just you. It's just me, myself, and I. So, so to say. It's just you. You don't have to tell everybody. Everybody doesn't need to know what you feel and how you think about everything. I always say in every live, you need privacy. You need parts of you that are just for you and nobody else. No man you meet needs to have access to all chambers of your heart. Let me say this again. No man you meet, you're in love with, I don't care if he's your husband or whoever he is, needs access to all the chambers of your heart. You want to be batshit crazy? Just give somebody your whole heart. You'll be batshit crazy real quick. Real quick. If you don't have a portion of yourself that is just off limits, like you got the crime scene tape around, you can't cross this path. If you don't have that, you'll be a puppet. You'll be a puppet that has to shit and piss for somebody. You don't want to do that. So the honesty I'm referring to is simply, we're going to just start with you. Like, never lie to yourself again. Can we do that? Can we do that? You can lie to me. People lie to me all the time, and I know. And the thing is, I know you're lying. So it's inconsequential here, but I'm talking about to you. Like when you look in the mirror and you think those thoughts about yourself that you pretend that you don't have, and that you pretend you don't feel for other people or for yourself. Can you be honest about it? I said before in a couple of lives, when I was much younger, I used to pray to God to make me light skinned, make me white, light skinned or whatever. Because I hated the way that I looked. Hated it. I was making deals with the devil, and then when that didn't work, I went to God. And God didn't grant my wish either. I hated myself. I used to go in the mirror and say, man, why couldn't I look like such and such? Why couldn't I look like Debbie or Vanessa or Tamu? Or, these were actual girls in my school. Why did I have to be me? That's what I used to say to myself. Out of all the people I could have been, God, why did you make me me? You know what turned things around for me, though? I was in what was it? I want to say I was in the 7th grade, or was it the 8th grade? You remember that mini movie? What was it? What do you call it? A biopic? I don't know what you call it. Shaka Zulu, that came out back in the 80s, I think. Shaka Zulu. I'm sure some of you have seen it. When that movie came out, and I saw Shaka Zulu, This was the first time I saw like a moving picture of strength, strong man, outsmarting the devil, giving the white man a run for his money, and just strength. The whole nation. I got chills. I was like, wow. And after watching that mini series, I started delving into Black history a little bit more and looking into information about African kings and queens, and I became a little bit obsessed with all of that because I needed to find my worth. I didn't see it anywhere. I needed to find my worth in this world. Like, where, am I a mistake? Because I used to think that I was a mistake. I used to process in my mind. I said, I'm God's mistake. I'm the one that he left in the oven too long. You left me in the oven too long, God. I'm the burnt bread you should have took out 20 minutes earlier. That's what I used to say. So when I started my journey from that movie, from watching Shaka Zulu, going into history, the Moors and all that stuff, trying to find some semblance of pride in myself. And it worked for a little bit. You read certain things and you feel good for a little bit. But you can only feel good so much if nobody around you acknowledges what you're reading is true. If nobody knows what you're reading, or nobody acknowledges what you're reading is true, you're back in isolation again. And that's what happened to me. I read all the stuff, all the books, day and night. Took elective, Black history elective classes and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Black pride, red, black, and green. And then when I was around my peers, they, girl, what you talking about? That bullshit. I'm red, black, and green over here, but the brothers still wanted the wavy hair chicks, light skinned chicks with the wavy hair. So all the pride that I thought I was getting from reading these books, it didn't play over in reality. In my real life, it wasn't reflective of that. It was just me, just me thinking that I should be greater, or I should feel greater, or people should acknowledge me, and they don't. And you go back into the slump again. So the history didn't change things. It started it off. But what really was the pivot for me was realizing that my life is my own. It was in the realization that I was alone. That nobody has to think any particular way about me. Nobody has to feel that I'm beautiful. Nobody owes me anything. Because for a while I thought people owed me that. You owe me that. You need to recognize me, and you need. And I went imposing myself on people. And all I got back was their pity. They're like, oh, look at her, She, let's make her an honorary member. Look at her. I mean, look at Salkis. Am I back? I froze a little. So, yeah, when I started trying to impose, and push my way into these groups of my peers to be accepted, they let me in out of pity, and I was the one holding the coats. I became the girl that watched everybody's drink and held everybody's bags while they danced and did what they did with whomever they did it with. And I still wasn't recognized as any African princess here in America. It wasn't any of that. It wasn't any of that. And that's all you really get. When you argue and foam at the mouth about who is supposed to accept you and why and all that stuff. You get their pity, but you don't get their love. You get their pity, but you don't get their love. You're like a wounded dog that they feed, Here, boo boo, sit. Good dog. They'll feed you a little bit, right? And pretend that, they care a little bit and send you on your way. This is what happens. This is why you won't find me talking about any of this, like, they don't accept this and they don't and they don't. The reason why I have these conversations is that you guys are aware of the lingo and the scenarios that come up and the innuendos, so that you know when you're being clowned. Because a lot of us are unaware that we're being used and that we're being played. So I bring this up for educational purposes, not for anybody's pity, not for anybody to love me or any of you. That's not what this thing is. Because I know for the most part that people don't change. Character doesn't change. A person's character is set. Unless what changes character usually is a tremendously emotional event, like the loss of someone, maybe loss of a loved one, an illness of some sort, maybe the birth of a child. It has to be something with tremendous energy to really catapult change. But for the most part, we're sort of fixed. We're sort of fixed. And it's not until you are absolutely fed up, and I mean every atom in your body is fed up, that you will see any differences in your life. And so for that reason, I don't waste time trying to sway anybody to consider me as anything. Because they'll say, yeah, I consider you. And then, so yeah, it is what will is. That's my stance. What will is. Don't try to change people. The only person you have a power to change is yourself. Someone tagged me in a post about relationships, and the post said that it's not a woman's responsibility to make a man better. Can you guys hear me? I hope my screen isn't frozen. I'm not seeing any new comments. Can everyone, just somebody tell me you can hear me? Okay. So, in the post it says that it's not a woman's responsibility to build a man up and make a man better. Right? He has to be doing whatever he's doing for himself. We're not here to be men's mothers or, baby them or try to make them better men. Hey, lady. And my response to that is, while it isn't your responsibility to make him better, I think making each other better is a consequence, an inevitable consequence of having a relationship, a true relationship. You will, if you're interested in somebody and you care about them and they care about you, you will make each other better. You will. Now, taking in a wounded person, someone that's totally incapable of handling responsibilities and all that stuff, that's another issue. But to me, in a true relationship, you're both going through, what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to alter each other. Just like you alter each other physically, because, a man entering your body throws off your pH. Your hormones are going to be affected by whoever you screw. Right? And that's just, there's no way around it. Your hormones will be affected by any man you're having sex with, especially if his diet is crazy. You're going to have the itchies and all that kind of stuff. So it's not only physically, but it's emotionally too. Because let's say, he's a manic depressive. Your soul is gonna be affected by that, because your environment is tainted at all of the time. So you might adopt his ways of handling depression and all that stuff too, because you're in close proximity to each other. So the two become one. You do become one with the other person. So in a sense, no, you're not responsible for making him a better man. But if you're a better woman, you will. You will improve him if you're a good woman, as he will improve you if he's a good man. That's just what it is. Hey, Karen. Yeah, you're catching the live. You're catching the live here. So, it's like, does a man need to be perfect coming into a relationship with you? Does he need to have all of his ducks in a row? No. No, he doesn't. Because you don't. You're imperfect and he's imperfect. Now, by that, it doesn't mean that you settle for compromising your must-haves. Because if there's certain things that have to be in place for as a foundation to even want a relationship with a person, then that's what they are. But to assume that that everything has to be perfect with him when nothing is perfect about you, that's not real. That's not real. But again, we don't show our crazy. We don't show our crazy side until we're in love, until we're not afraid of losing the other person. That's when the crazy side comes out. But the crazy is there. I tell you ladies all the time, the crazy in these men that you're dating is there. You just want to know how much of it is there. Can you handle it? Is it more than yours? I don't need anybody more crazier than me. I understand that you're going to be crazy, because I am too. But the level of crazy that I can deal with can't exceed my own. That's all that I ask. We can be crazy together, but your crazy can't be more than mine. That's it. And I think really that's a healthy way to look at things. You trying to assume that you're going to get somebody perfect who is flawless, who doesn't lie, who doesn't whatever. When you lie and you do whatever, come on. Come on, don't buy into that. Yes, Heavenly, you are late, but you are here. You are late, but you are here. So should I thank those black people, Salkis, for bringing their truthful selves? Yes, you should. Of course. You don't have to literally thank them, but in your mind, you could say to yourself, okay, so this is what I'm dealing with. Because there are people out here that conceal themselves very well, only for a little while, because who you are is habitual. So no one can conceal themselves forever. No one can. There is nothing about you that you do on a daily basis that you can hide from the person forever. No one. So if someone comes up front and their garbage spills on the floor right away, you look like, oh, okay, I see some rotten bones there, some little fish heads, and whatever. Okay, this is what's going on. I appreciate that, because that cuts my time in half. That cuts the amount of time I got to take figuring out what the fuck is wrong with you. Now I know up front what's wrong with you, or at least some of it, because you don't get all right away. Not until the person's totally comfortable. You never get all. But if someone shows you a lot of it, man, that is a blessing. That is a blessing. My friend lurked her boyfriend's Instagram for 4 months, and she finally caught him talking to a new girl. I asked her, was you gonna lurk for years? Oh. Is she still with him, Lady B? She caught him talking to somebody else, but is she still with him? At one time I was like, we want to know if the guy is cheating. We want to know because we want to know the truth, and we want to know the truth. And I used to say that you want to know the truth for what? Because if you're not going to leave him, then knowing the truth, how will the truth benefit you if you're not going to leave him? So you need to know the truth because if it's going to affect your course of action, then you want to know the truth. But some of us are going to stay with these dudes. We want to know the truth, but he's right there. He right there. He going to screw us 3 times this week. He right there. Nothing is changing. So you know when the truth, it just adds to aggravation sometimes. If you know you're not going anywhere, and you suspect that a man is cheating on you, then you have to ask yourself, what will knowing the truth do for me? What benefit would I have in having confirmation that he's cheating? Let's just say that. Because a lot of times when we suspect they're cheating, they are. You're looking for confirmation to do what? To sit on your ass and let him dig up in your ass this weekend? You want confirmation and you hoping he gives you a marriage proposal. You want confirmation and you're trying to have a baby with him. You want confirmation and you're going to buy a house with him this year. What the fuck you want confirmation that he's cheating for if you're not going anywhere? So you got to ask yourself, what can you handle emotionally? Some of us search for stuff and it's like, what you searching for? Because you're still going to cook him a meal. You're still going to suck his dick. You're still going to have his kids. You're still going to give him money. It's not changing anything. What's the point in lurking around if you're not going to be ghost? If you're not the kind of woman that says, you know what, I'm out of here, what is the point in policing all this stuff? What's the point? Yeah, she is. Why would you look every day to see if he's cheating or not? So she stayed with him. Well, you see, this is what I'm talking about. A total waste of emotional energy. A total waste of emotional energy. Man, please. I think once you reach a moment where you suspect a man is cheating on you, I think you should assume however your behavior is going to alter, then just alter it. Even if you don't have any facts, just do what you need to do to give yourself that peace of mind, especially if you're going to stay. To me, curiosity kills the cat every time. Every time. Decide what your bottom line is. If you really don't give a shit, if you're there for the livelihood he's providing you, then it is what it is. Because a lot of times, if he finds out that is he going to stop? How many of these dudes actually stop? When you find out that he's cheating, does he stop? So guess what? You staying, you're deciding to risk it. By you staying, you're deciding to risk your life. Because, he may come up with some bugs, some little creepy crawlies. And if you're in Atlanta, I think they said, 35,000 people got HIV out of Atlanta? It might be 35,000, or is it 350,000 people got HIV in Atlanta. So, it's almost a guarantee that somebody got the superbug. Somebody got the superbug. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Decide what's important to you. Some women stay and stop having sex with him. Some women do that. I have heard of some women deciding to, stand their ground, but they no longer deal with him sexually. They just get the money and, take care of the house or whatever. And, he does what he does. So they sort of like living separate lives underneath one roof. That happens too. But if you're the kind of chick that you really riding. You really riding. What's the point? Why don't you just be optimistic like you want me to do what you like you want me to lie to you? Just let him lie to you. You want to be lied to, so let him continue lying to you. Let him continue lying to you. You know? Should cheating be a deal breaker realistically? That's really an individual thing. And it many factors are determined with that. I think you have to weigh what you have to lose if you break up with them, because the whole cheating thing is emotional. But you have another component to your relationship which doesn't involve emotions. It's everything you've built together, all your assets, your children, and all that stuff to consider if you have any. So you have to actually say, if you leave him and it causes you a hardship, then that's not a smart move. You leaving him because you got pride? I mean, and we all got pride. I got pride, but I'm not gonna be hungry because of my pride. So you got to decide for yourself if it's a deal breaker. To me, cheating is an opportunity for renegotiation. If you want to stay, it should never be the same as it was. If cheating comes to light and both parties know about it, and you're having a sit down, and he expressed that he doesn't want to end the relationship with you, then that's an opportunity to renegotiate your position. It's an opportunity to say, well, you know what, for me to feel like this relationship is worth anything, I need for you to do XYZ. That stuff that you've been putting off for the past 5 years that you told me we got to hold off on. Yeah, you need to go ahead. You need to run that right now. Like, that needs to happen right now. That thing that you made me hold off for 5 years, I need to see that right now. That's the opportunity for you to renegotiate. For a bigger ring, whatever ring you're wearing, whatever size diamond, he needs to replace that diamond. You need to be upgraded. See, Kobe did it right. When he cheated on his wife, her ring was black. You could see the diamonds, the carats in her ring from West Coast to East Coast. He brought her back. Baby, I'm sorry. And he put $2 million. I think the ring cost $2 million. I think he put $2 million on her hand to say, baby, I made a mistake. Please stay. And she stayed. Now, did he transgress after that? Who knows? Probably. But that ring was a renegotiation. He gave her that ring as a renegotiation of the terms of the relationship. He had to do that. So, you gotta ask yourself, well, what's the deal? What's the deal? Honestly, when I hear women like in their 50s and stuff getting divorces, I ask myself, a divorce at you almost 60, a divorce to do what now? I gotta be honest. A divorce to do what? To be somebody's girlfriend? To find some boy? You're gonna find some boy toy out here that makes you feel beautiful. It gives you, 25-year-old cock. That cock that stands straight up when it get erect. Not like this, but like this. When the shit get hard, he's gonna give you that kind of cock, like 12 o'clock cock, and tell you all the things you want to hear. Pretend like you're in a relationship. Stop calling you after a while, or come up missing every now and then. Then you got to give him some money, to keep his ass under control, and he ain't really under control. He's just waiting to find somebody else that he really wants. Because at 50 something, that's what it is. Because men at 50 something want women that are 25. Of course, there are exceptions to this, but for the most part, it's like you spent how long with the dude to divorce now, and to be back out on the market when there's women in their 20s that don't have men. There's women right now in their 20s and 30s begging for a relationship, and you're pushing 60, and you're back out in the saddle. Unless the dude gave me AIDS. Well, if he gave me AIDS, that'd be it anyway. But unless he gave me something like that, it's like we got to work this thing out. We riding this thing to the pearly gates. We gonna ride this thing to the pearly gates, man. Like what's the point? It's just harder for us. It's just harder. It's harder for us. The older you get, it gets more hard. Unless you're an Angela Bassett 60. Unless you're an Angela Bassett 60-year-old. You're gonna be a plaything for somebody. You're not only women who are older are playthings. Baby mamas are playthings. Usually, the baby mamas are always used as playthings. Sorry to say, but baby mamas, yeah, usually are sought after for the game. I can't be with no a-hole. I need my sanity. I hear that. Hey, Ron. I never want a man to be only bread and butter. No, you want him to want you. You want him to want you. This is what I had said before. You want him to want you. Can't find my tissue. No matter what, you want him to want you now. No matter what. If my ex-hubby had not been so evil, I would have stayed, but he was demonic, had to go. Oh boy. Well, you can't do nothing with demons now. Can't do nothing with a demon. Divorce for a 50-year-old man leaves him with options, but all women should walk. Am I back? Alright, this thing is acting as live soon. Yeah, what was I saying? Yes, Angela set the bar on another level. She gave us another possibility for what a 60-year-old woman can achieve or maintain. If she's habitual and strategic about her diet and exercise and her lifestyle in general. So it can be done. Many of the 50-year-old men I know are single sugar daddies. No one wants them. No one wants them for real. Either they are complaining MGTOWs. Well, I would say not all 50-year-old men are in a sugar daddy category. Not all of them. The ones who are well kept, I think it's the same for both. Men who are in their 50s who are well kept can get real relationships too. If their penises work, they can get a real relationship. Sad to say, with women it's a little bit different with us because, again, with fertility is looked at differently from women than it does for men. Men can make babies or impregnate women for their entire lives. Their entire lives. As long as they can get it up and ejaculate, they can get somebody pregnant. For us, it's not the same. It's not the same. So beauty and fertility are synonymous with us. As you age, it's like, oh, she's not baby making material. And if you don't look like you're baby making material, then you don't look good enough to have sex with. That's just it. That's just how the whole game is rigged that way. So this is why you got to take care of yourself. If you plan to be a 50-something-year-old woman back out on the market, you better be in the gym. You better be backing away from the Pirates booties and and Krispy Kremes and the Rocky Road ice cream and the pizzas and all that kind of stuff. You need to back away from it like it's the devil. Like it's the devil for real. So you can maintain hard to find a gentleman because most men are creeps, dogs, you know. But even a gentleman wants someone pleasant to look at. Even the nights. Too much wind. All right, let me low it down. So I don't get why it's hard for a woman in their 20s to get men. I struggle with it sometimes too. It should be easier. Why is it hard for women in their 20s to get men? You know, it's hard to pinpoint one thing. It's really hard to pinpoint one thing in that regard. I think a lot of women in their 20s are being told that they don't need to settle down. Older women, this is what older women tell younger women that are in their 20s. You're too young to settle down. You don't need to. This is the general consensus here in our society today. Younger women that express that they want to be married are always told to wait. Oh, you have your whole life ahead of you. You have your career. Have fun right now. You don't have to do that. This is what a lot of them are told. And then you're running around, you and a whole bunch of your girlfriends are running around sleeping with this one and that one. And it's not really what you want to do, but your lifestyle is contradictory to what your soul wants to do because you give in to peer pressure and that sort of thing too. That's what it is. Because I'm like, a woman in her 20s, you're in your prime. You're never going to look any better than you look right now. Your market value, so to say, is at the highest it will ever be. Why is it that we are having this problem here? Well, now the narrative is marriage is passé. Who wants to be tied down? Who wants to risk all of that? This is what men are telling other men. Don't risk it. Don't do it. Sleep with her. You can sleep with her. You can have babies with her. Just don't marry her because she'll take all your money. This is what men are telling other men now. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The plastic look of women now is the status quo. Heavily made up is what's considered beautiful. So if you're not heavily made up with straight hair and this big diaper booty, you're gonna find it hard to get a second look. And it's bad because then you have the other end of it where men who appreciate natural women feel like they should just have sex with you organically, no strings attached. They don't want to get married, right? The organic man doesn't want to get married. He doesn't believe in the institution of marriage. He doesn't believe in, he's like, let's just eat this tofu and this coconut water together, and we gonna ride it till Haile Selassie come back on a lion or some shit. So the natural men don't give you shit, and the ones that do want things don't want you. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But we have to fine tune. I would say for us as women, you have to your energy is a big part of this thing, and really putting some interference up for the energies out here that tell you that you can't have certain things or you are unworthy or the pressure to conform. All of those, you have to cut all of that noise. You have to cut all of that noise off because that scrambles things up. That puts interference and a whole monkey wrench, literally, into what you're trying to do and the plans that you're trying to create for yourself. You have to have conviction, and you have to walk like you know you deserve what it is you want. And the only way to walk in that is by working it, by taking care of yourself, by making sure you're available. I told one of my collectors the other day, we were having a back and forth conversation about food, and I did a post about meat eaters versus vegans, because online I always see people debating about this thing between the meat eaters and the vegans, and I was like, listen, you can. I'm not going to pretend like this not an ideal thing, because I've done tried it all. I've tried it all. But I'm not going to argue with you about what you feel you need. The only thing you or I or anybody else needs to know. Sorry about the wind, guys. Let me roll down this window. The only thing that you or I or anybody else needs to know is what systems can take, right? If you know something causes you heartburn, you don't eat it. If you know something swells your ankles, stop eating the shit. If you know you get bloated and you look like you're 5 months pregnant after a certain meal, don't eat it. Let your body dictate to you what you should have inside of it by listening to it. You get symptoms immediately for the stuff that you're putting in your body, stuff that you put in your mouth. So this particular girl was talking about, I know Salkis, I'm in denial about what I eat. And, she said when she's at work, she's drinking soda, she's eating candy bars, junk food. And I said that those candy bars and sodas is going to stop love from entering your life. Literally. The candy bars, the sodas, and the junk food is going to stop love from entering your life, because it fires off your nervous system. It makes you unstable emotionally. So no matter what you decide, whether it's vegan or meat or whatever, all the synthetic food, at least get that off your plate. Get that off your plate first. If you want to be in the right space for love, for companionship, you need to be mentally all there, as much there as you possibly can. You cannot do that by eating this junk food out here. You can't do that by eating this junk food out here. Now, the one thing I would say about vegans versus meat eaters, and the argument is which diet is more natural. What's unnatural for either of them is the salt, the sugar, and the oil that we put on our food to eat. No animal in nature, animals in nature might not cook their food, right? But they certainly don't put salt, sugar, and oil on their food. And that goes for vegans or meat eaters. No animal in nature does any of that. So, let's start with the elementary things, the elemental things, and then build up from there. A lot of the reason why we don't get what we want is because we self-sabotage. We hurt our bodies. We hurt ourselves with the things that we ingest, the things that we believe in on a continuous basis. You want to find love and you fucking hate who you are. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You want somebody to love you for you, but every time you look in the mirror, you're saying, look, I look a fucking mess. That's what you tell yourself when you look in the mirror. But you want somebody to love that? So the first order of business is having the discipline and the wherewithal necessary so that you're in the right emotional state for all of this love that you say you want to receive. You got to love yourself first. And as cliche and as tired as that line is, it really is the truth. It really is the truth. There is no way you're going to have discernment when you're looking in the mirror, putting yourself down every day. When you're eating things that give you high blood pressure and all, you're in the hospital every fucking month for shit that you eat because you got to have it. And you want love? And you want love. It always starts with you. It always starts with you. We don't want to hear that though, because that means, oh my God, Salkis, that means I have to work. That means I got to do something here. I can't just wait and he'll just pop up. No. You can't just wait and he'll pop up. You have to work on yourself. And you don't work on yourself to get a man. You work on yourself because you love yourself. That's all. It's not to get him, because guess what? If you do it, all of this stuff to get him, once you get him, you're going to stop doing all those things that you did to get him. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to go and fuck somebody else. He's going to go behind your back and screw somebody else because you're not making his dick hard anymore, because you done let yourself go. You done gained back the 50 pounds that you lost to try to get him. And that's the end of your relationship. So you don't do it for him. You do it for you. You do it for you. Self-love. Self-love. Stop panning off responsibility for your worth onto somebody else. We're expecting somebody else to shoulder the burden now of loving us, because it becomes a burden. When you don't love yourself, loving you becomes a burden, you know. You become a burden to somebody else because nothing really that they do ever really satisfies you. Nothing they say ever really penetrates. Nothing they bring to you, you know, nothing they do or say or have is going to be believable to you anyway. You become a chore to love when you don't love yourself. A big chore. You know? I've been intermediate fasting, drinking lots of organic juices and water. My mind cleared immediately. It does. It does. You want a boost in your self-esteem? Just start eating right. I swear to you, it's like, listen, your diet is the cure-all. Your diet is the cure-all. It's going to lift your depression. It's going to lift that veil of I'm not worthiness off of you when you clean up what you put inside your body. Because nothing you do externally is going to matter anyway if you're putting trash into your body. Nothing. So the first order of business is to clean. Okay, what does my week's worth of eating look like? What am I doing? Am I eating the candy? Am I eating the cheese doodles? Am I eating the potato chips? And I don't give a shit if it's organic or not. I used to buy them $5 and $6 little ass bags of chips thinking that I was doing something, but it's still boiled. It's still a potato boiled in oil. A $6 bag of chips and a $2 ruffle bag of chips is the same shit. It's a potato boiled in oil, which becomes a carcinogen. Anything boiled in oil is a carcinogen. Cancer-causing carcinogen. It doesn't matter how organic, how much you pay $6 for the potato and you put that shit in oil. You might as well go and buy that little dollar sack from the dollar store and do the same shit. You might as well. So let's just be honest. Let's just keep it real here. What you put in your mouth is the first order of business. I believe it's more single, slim women than there are heavy-set women, though. I mean, I'm not just talking about losing weight. I'm talking about lifestyle change. I'm talking about healthy lifestyle. This is not about size, because any woman of any size can get what she can get. It's about lifestyle. You can be a skinny woman with heart disease. You can be a skinny woman with diabetes. This is about lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, no matter what size you are. The depression that's epidemic proportions out here is due to lifestyle. Stress and bad diets are major contributors to all this fucked up feelings that we have about ourselves. All of it. All of it. I'm glad you did, Ty. I'm glad you did too. Listen, once you get what you put in your mouth straight, once you get a handle of what you put in your mouth, nothing will intimidate you, you know. I'm telling you the truth. Once you develop the discipline and the wherewithal of, I'm never eating that again. I don't give a shit what's going on in my life. I'm never putting this pint of double chocolate chip ice cream in my mouth again because it gives me gastrointestinal. I can't digest the milk. I know I can't digest the milk. I know it gives me gout. You know, I know it raises my blood pressure, so I'm just not going to eat this anymore. Once you decide, just something as simple as that, you're going to be in a different space emotionally to accept, to handle, and to feel deserving of the love that you want, because then is when you really going to start loving yourself. Loving yourself is not doing your fucking hair. Loving yourself is not putting on no tight ass dress. Loving yourself is not, beating your face to the gods and learning how to blend your eyeshadows and none of that bullshit. Loving yourself is putting in your body what your body needs to sustain itself. Because if you don't start doing that now, do you know where you'll be 5 years from now? 10 years from now? You know how you're going to look? You're going to look so bad that nothing you do externally is going to help anyway. We do all this extra shit because we damage ourselves on a daily basis. This is why we have to do all this extra stuff. Because we're not living naturally. And you keep on that road, and 5 and 10 years from now, it doesn't matter how much makeup tips you're still gonna look like an old bat, or a shriveled up prune. You still gonna be down for the count, arthritis, all of that. That's what it's gonna be. You want to be able to command your body to move, and your body be able to move like you tell it to move. To me, that's beauty. To me, that's beauty. I know what it's like to watch somebody strong and become crippled. Before my father passed away, he lost a foot. My father's a big guy, 6'3", construction worker all his life, and diabetes put him out. Diabetes put him out. Caused kidney failure, heart disease, kidney failure, and eventually loss of limbs. And my father, to me, was the biggest man in the world. He was the biggest man in the world to me. He was like God to me. And to watch him not be able to function and move around and, lift heavy things as I always saw him do as a little girl. You don't want that for yourself. You don't want that for yourself. And it's going to take all your strength and all your focus to turn your life around. And these are the things that we don't want to hear, right? We don't want to hear these things. You ladies go to these channels and you learn the art of the game, how to use men and use your beauty or what you think is beauty. Because I'm like, if you're sick, you're not beautiful. If you're feeling ill, how are you beautiful and you're not feeling well? And why isn't feeling well a priority over this thing called beauty? Because we're all indoctrinated. We're all made to feel that certain things are more valuable than other things. And we're losing people left and right because of it. We're not getting what we want because of it. I told you before that there's really no value in any man finding you attractive. What's valuable is you doing what's necessary to support your health and well-being. That's the value. And if in doing so someone recognizes you for embodying health and well-being, then that's a worthwhile exchange. But being sexy, just for the sake of being sexy, and he's gonna cheat on you anyway, and he's gonna get tired of fucking you anyway. You don't get it. You don't get it. But you need to get it, because life is too short. Thank you, V. He said my dad got cancer and went blind. Strapping man, saw him go down, worked hard for his family to real R.I.P. Dad. Yes, rest in peace to our fathers. Rest in peace to our fathers. I love my dad. My dad was a great man. So I would never come on here berating men or preaching that we don't need men, because I understood what my father being in my life did for me. I understood that. Men, real men, are necessary for daughters. Real men are necessary for daughters. And I would like for us to go back to wanting to have families, to wanting to be wives and husbands and fathers and mothers. I mean, what are we doing all this for? What do you work for? You slave at somebody else's job. You make money for other people. You do all of this stuff for what? For what? If nobody depends on you, if nobody's life is better because you are alive right now, then what's the point of your life? What's the point of your life? Men walk around big chest talking about how, proud of how selfish they are. Proud of how selfish they are and the fact that they don't give anybody anything. They're proud of that now. And I'm like, this is the legacy that you're setting up for your future? Because one day your dick is not going to get hard anymore. And you're going to want somebody's compassion. Just like you clown women about, who's old. You niggas always talk about who's old and who's old and who's old. Like you're not going to die one day too. Like that's something that's only going to happen over here and not to you. And we're all on a clock. And one day you're going to want somebody to be compassionate to you when you need the help. This is the legacy you're setting up, the fact that you don't do anything for anybody, the fact that nobody needs you, and you're setting up your life so that nobody will need you for anything, and you're proud of that. You MGTOW men are proud of that. Well, what's your life going to look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Those older hit the wall men that are telling you guys or advising you guys not to have these families. Look at them. They have 5 pounds of fecal matter in their fucking stomachs. The dicks probably don't work anymore. No hair on their head and all that. And they're telling you what you should do as a young man, a young virile man that has choices now. They're telling you don't bother. And you talk about women hitting the wall. When men men are hitting the same wall women hit, and even younger now. Even younger. You have men in their 20s that have erectile dysfunction. Women in their 20s don't have to deal with that. But you have men in their 20s who are already hitting a wall whose penises don't work because of these fucked up ass diets. This is the kind of legacy we leaving. We're not preparing for the later half of life, We're not preparing for the later half of life, And the later half of life is coming. You live long enough, the later half of your life is going to come. When nobody finds you attractive, when you can't get a date, when you just want someone to talk to you. Someone to talk to you. We're all going to reach that. You just want a conversation. All you want is somebody to just say hi to you. How many people are in the nursing homes now and nobody visits? Nobody's visiting. Nobody's visiting them. Forgotten. Unimportant. What you do now will affect your future. What you do now will affect your future. And this is why you have to be conscientious and calculated and purposeful in all of the decisions that you make. All of the decisions that you make are going to affect you when you're 60. What's life going to look like for you when you're 60? You can't see it now, but it's coming. If you hope to be alive and you plan to be alive, it's coming. I want to affect the lives of people, of women especially, in a positive way. I want my life to mean something. I want people to know me as someone who's actually helped them. It's important for me to have that kind of life. I just don't want to eat shit and die. That wouldn't be enough for me. And I'm not saying it has to be, my goal has to be anybody else's goal, but I know it's not enough for me. I know it's not enough for me. And you don't want to live, and go through this thing having regrets, not pulling the trigger. Because some of you got inventions in your, head and artistry in your head that you're scared for people to see. You're scared to write the book. You're scared to sing the song. You're scared to create because you don't want to fail. You got all of this goodness just trapped inside of you, and you're worried about someone loving you. You have the next cure for something in your head probably. And what the next cure for something in your head probably. And what you're concerned about is someone loving you, and you don't love yourself enough to even take a chance on what's inside of you, what you know is there. It ain't even hypothetical. Some of you know you got talent and you won't take a chance on it, and you're worried about someone loving you. How, Sway? How? How? Thanks for the donation, Simplistic. Thank you. Until it's time to get old and be lonely, then they get introspective. Yeah, but you don't want to wait till then. You want to introspect now while you can make a change. You want to introspect now while it matters. Because introspecting when you're old is, what's the point then? What's the point then? You want to do it now while you can alter your life. That's what you want to do. Hey, Anal. Simplistic. I've been thinking about plastic surgery too. You want plastic surgery, Simplistic? Listen, everybody's got to find their thing. All I have to say is, with the plastic surgery and all the women that I've seen that have done it, they look good in their clothes, maybe. Maybe. But as far as in here, it's the same person. As far as the self-dialogue in here, not much usually changes there. So if you're looking for this, if you're looking to alter this to change this, good luck. Good luck. I found out at 35 that I'm beautiful all the time before thinking I was ugly. Yeah, we all did. Men run through the wall. Now I'm really hitting the so-called wall. How old are you, simplistic? If you don't mind me asking. Peas don't work, porn addicts, bare bellies, all in their 20s. Yeah, men are hitting the wall earlier and earlier. Earlier and earlier. I'm a nurse. I tell this to my family and friends. Often we all are going to get old and nursing homes are sad. Yeah, absolutely. They end up at homeless, drunk, doped up because they refuse to make themselves useful to their families. Too scared of responsibilities, scared someone is going to ask them for something. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'd rather have people dependent on me than me be dependent on them. I don't mind being in a position where someone's dependent on me. If I had a choice between the two, I would rather that. I don't think that's a no brainer to me. Wait wait a minute. Simplicity, you said Salkis and Shira have me going back and forth. Back and forth how? How we got you going back and forth? Meanwhile, the older women I know have a roof over their heads. If they don't have any kids, their nieces and nephews still come and take care of them and love them. You want people to love you. If you want to be loved, then be loved. I'm going to say it again. If you want to be loved, then be love. Be love. Be a self-generator of love. Stop looking for it externally. Stop looking for someone to give it to you and be it. You want to know how to empower yourself? Stop looking for love and be love. Be it. Sometimes I'm glam, sometimes I'm not. I meet decent guys, but I think I've been working on my spiritual self and have been dismissing more and more. Gotta have self mental together or else it's all for naught. That it is. Black women have a hard time choosing the right black man. Some of the men I see y'all choose, all can do it. All I can do is shake my head. Listen, that's why I'm here. I'm here to try to help us navigate through all this thing. But I'm here to also say that if you don't start doing things that are necessary for your health and well-being, then the love you're wanting is a moot point. It's irrelevant. Because if it comes, guess what's going to happen? It won't stay. You won't be able to keep it together because you'll be found out as a fraud. All the good looking and the good looking that you are and the well put together and the polished and the charm school shit that some of you go to and all that kind of stuff is not going to disguise your low self-esteem. It's going to come through. My connection, guys. So I'll end it by saying this. What I said in the beginning is to start being honest with yourself. Be honest about what you do to self-sabotage. Be honest about what you do that isn't supportive of your health and well-being. Be honest about all of that, of all of your feelings. Getting a man is nice, and you want that, and you should have that. Nobody should be alone if they can help it. Nobody should be alone. But you're going to be alone anyway if you don't get this together. You're going to eventually be alone anyway if you don't get this together. You're not going to be able to hide this from him. I don't give a shit how big you make your fucking breasts. I don't give a shit how much cement you put in your ass. He's going to see this. He's going to know this. Because this and this operate on habit. You're going to get found out. So we want to get this and this together. No matter what you do externally, you want to get this and this together. Listen to me, I know. I was the girl who prayed to God to make me white. Many years. Many years. I understand what that kind of load is. And like I said before, and I gave you the scenario about my little journey to discovering myself. I didn't find peace until I realized that I was alone. That it was just me. I got my own little island. It's just me. My mother isn't in it. And I love my mother to death. My father, nobody's in it. It's just me. Because as much as my mother loved me and my father loved me, I still had low self-esteem. I had both parents at home and still felt like shit. So the journey is a lone walk. And once you figure out that you're walking this thing alone, you're going to step a little more confidently. You're going to make a step without asking permission. You're going to make a step without asking if you should do this. Or if you should be that. Or am I good enough? You're going to start to step independently from anyone and everyone. And this is how you build yourself up. This is how you're going to build yourself up. That's how. That's how. Meditation, work on self, your head, eat one meal a day, get the parasites out. Yeah, parasites is making people lose their mind. A lot of people are filled with parasites. So I would suggest, intermittent fasting is a fantastic tool to put your ego in check. When you're hungry, you're not egotistical, Hunger puts your ego in check. You're instantly humbled with a hungry belly. Instantly. And some of us need that. Some of us need that. You have to talk to us more about your life experiences. Yeah, as I go, see what I can share. I don't mind. So yeah, you guys. So that's it for another live. I think we got that down. You guys go to all the links in the description box. Like I said, I have the art sale, the blowout year-end sale is going on now. I have some pieces left. I added some more to the page. Go and cop one for Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever. Got you covered. There's something there for you. You sent me an email? Okay. I will check it as soon as I get off this live, Ty. So, yeah, so if you need to talk to me personally, you want me to mentor you privately, as of right now, my coaching programs are still on my art site, iloveherart.com. You go to life coach section of the page. Come next year, I will be separating them. But you can book a private session with me from the website, iloveherart.com. If you want to really discuss and delve deep into things, private matters, personal matters, sensitive matters, and you want an honest opinion, honest guidance, and you're ready to take instruction. I don't want anybody who's not going to take instruction. I don't need my time wasted. If you're not going to do what I asked you to do not contact me, because I'm not I don't trade time for dollars just to hear you talk. I want people who are ready for results. I want people who are ready for results, and that means you got to be ready to take action. Otherwise, you can go to somebody else and let them tarot card read give you a tarot card reading, read your horoscope, and send you on your way. If you're looking for a how-to and actual instructions on how to do certain things, and you're ready to follow what I intuitively give you as strong, solid mentoring advice, then you contact me. Otherwise, leave me alone. Just be on the lives. I welcome you here for free, but do not contact me unless you're ready to go to the next step. Okay? And follow directions. So, Latasha said, I'm ready. Okay. All right. If you're ready, the new year is coming. So now's the time, especially now's the time to plant some new seeds for yourself. It's time to be goddesses. I want us to be goddesses. And not showing your crotches and none of that bullshit that you see circulating through social media. That's not goddess. That's naked women showing their fucking ass. That ain't got nothing to do with being a goddess. Being a goddess is able to walk alone. Being a goddess is having your own thoughts in your own mind and not being intimidated or coerced into doing anything outside of what is good for you. Not just feeling good, but good for you. Because something that feels good and something that's good for you are two different things, and you need to separate and differentiate the two, because you have people on here that talk this goddess shit about you being a goddess, and it's all about eat the cookies, girl. It's about your pleasure, girl. Have that orgasm, have that 5 or 6 orgasms, girl, and next week you're still back to suicidal thoughts. You have your orgasm this week, and next week you want to jump off a bridge. Listen, I've seen it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So we're talking about something besides the feel good stuff. We have to come out of that. And only certain ones of you are going to do that. Only certain ones of you even resonate with what I'm saying. You have to come out. It's got to be more than just, it feels good to me. Because the feel good is killing a lot of people. The feel good is killing a lot of people. So contact me if you're ready. If you're ready for some painful transformations. I gotta say it that way. If you're ready for some painful transforming, then I can help you. I can help you. Goddesses don't need plastic surgery. That's from the devil. Hey, women feel pressure because, men don't look at you unless you look a certain way. So women are under pressure that way. I understand it, but there's a way out of that. There's a way out of all of that. You don't conform for weak people. What we're doing is conforming for weak-minded people. For people who have no authority over their own lives. We want to conform to please them. Duh. Don't do that. Don't do that. So you guys, I'm out until the next live. I appreciate you coming on. Please like if you haven't. Please like if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. Share the video if you haven't. This is Card Talk number 9. Episode 9 of Card Talk. These things are going fast. I can't wait till I reach my 100th episode. That we gotta have to do something special for that. All right, I'm out. Peace.